Imagine, if you will, slipping beneath the surface of the sea. The world above, with all its noise and frantic energy, begins to fade away. Here, a profound quiet takes its place. It is a silence that is not empty, but full. The world is transformed into a soft blue light, filtering down from a sun that now seems a distant memory. The weight of your own body seems to lift, suspended in a gentle, supportive embrace. This is the ocean's first gift, a descent into a state of pure, untroubled calm, a sanctuary from the clamor of the everyday. In this submerged world, time itself seems to slow. Each movement is deliberate, graceful, and unhurried. You are no longer rushing, but simply being. The pressure of the water is a constant, gentle reminder of the immense and ancient power that surrounds you. It is here that one can truly begin to listen, not with the ears, but with the entire self. This inner world, much like a hidden coral reef, can be a place of extraordinary beauty and resilience. It is a sanctuary built over time, piece by piece, through acts of acceptance and self-awareness. When we turn our attention inward, away from the turbulent surface, we can discover this quiet space. Just as a coral reef is a complex ecosystem teeming with life, our inner self is rich and multifaceted. It is composed of our memories, our dreams, our strengths, and our vulnerabilities. To achieve inner peace is to accept all these parts, not just the ones we deem beautiful or strong. Acceptance is the foundation upon which this inner sanctuary is built. This means nourishing our minds with positive thoughts, protecting ourselves from toxic influences. It can be a slow process. The most magnificent reefs are built over thousands of years, the collective work of countless tiny polyps. The ocean is a breathtaking testament to the beauty of diversity. No two creatures are exactly alike, and each one plays a vital role. Consider the sea turtle, ancient and patient, navigating vast oceans with an innate wisdom, or the playful dolphin, a marvel of intelligence and social connection, leaping through the waves with sheer joy. There is the tiny, iridescent cleaner shrimp, performing its crucial service, and the colossal blue whale whose song reverberates across entire ocean basins. The ocean does not demand that the shrimp become a whale, nor that the turtle learn to leap like a dolphin. Embracing our own uniqueness is a fundamental act of self-love. It means celebrating the qualities that make us who we are. Some of us are quiet and thoughtful, like the sea anemone waiting patiently. Others are bold and adventurous, like the octopus exploring its complex domain. Just as the health of the entire ocean ecosystem depends on the contribution of every single organism, the richness of our human world depends on the authentic expression of each individual. There is only the magnificent, sprawling symphony of life, in which every note, every creature is perfect in its own right. The ocean is not always a placid, sun-dappled paradise. Fierce storms can gather on the horizon, transforming the calm surface into a churning chaos of wind and waves. These storms are a natural, inevitable part of the ocean's cycle. These tempests on the water are a perfect metaphor for the difficult periods we all face in our own lives. Life, like the sea, will inevitably bring its own storms. We face loss, disappointment, heartbreak, and failure. These are our personal hurricanes, moments when it feels as though we are being tossed about by forces beyond our control. During these times, the peace and self-acceptance we have cultivated can seem a distant memory. It is easy to feel lost, overwhelmed, and to believe that the turmoil will last forever. It is crucial to remember that the storm is a surface phenomenon. While the waves crash and the wind howls, the deep ocean remains largely undisturbed. 1,000 feet below the churning chaos, a profound stillness persists. The creatures of the deep continue their slow, ancient dance, untouched by the surface fury. Even when our emotions are in turmoil and our lives feel chaotic, our core self, that deep, quiet sanctuary within, remains intact. The storm is happening to us, but it is not us. After every storm, without exception, the ocean returns to calm. The winds subside, the tumultuous waves gradually soften into gentle swells, and the sun eventually breaks through the clouds once more. The water, once murky with churned-up sand and debris, slowly clears. This return to tranquility is not a question of if, but when. It is an immutable law of nature. This predictable, reliable return to peace is perhaps the ocean's most hopeful message for us as we navigate our own lives. The period after a storm is a time of renewal for the ocean. The churning has brought nutrients up from the deep, and the coastline may be reshaped in subtle ways. Similarly, the challenges we endure, while painful, can also be catalysts for growth. We emerge from the storm not broken, but changed, perhaps a little weathered, but also deeper and more wise. This promise of returning calm gives us the courage to endure. It allows us to have compassion for ourselves while we are struggling. We can allow the storm to pass through us, secure in the knowledge that our inner ocean will find its equilibrium once more. The calm is not something we have lost forever. It is simply waiting for the storm to pass, as it always does. This is the ocean's enduring promise of hope and renewal. Building self-love is not a single grand gesture, but a series of small, gentle actions, like a persistent current that slowly shapes the seabed. The first step is often the most simple: to pause and to breathe. When you feel overwhelmed or self-critical, just take a moment to simply inhale and exhale, deeply and slowly. Imagine you are drawing in the calm, clean energy of the ocean. Next, practice gentle observation without judgment, much like a naturalist watching marine life. When you make a mistake or feel a difficult emotion, try to observe it as you would a strange and interesting sea creature. Notice it, name it. This is anxiety, this is disappointment. This creates a small space between you and the feeling, allowing you to see that you are not your emotions. You are the vast, deep ocean that contains them. Incorporate small acts of physical kindness into your daily routine. This is about treating your body as the precious vessel that it is. It could be ensuring you get enough rest, allowing your system to repair and rejuvenate, much like the ocean ecosystem rests during the quiet of the night. Finally, create a sanctuary space for yourself, a physical place where you can go to feel calm and safe. This space is your personal tide pool, a place to retreat to when the world feels overwhelming. The thoughts that flow through our minds are like the currents of the ocean. They can be life-giving and gentle, or they can be harsh and destructive. Cultivating positive self-talk is the practice of consciously changing the direction of these currents. It begins with listening. Pay attention to the words you use when you speak to yourself. Are they kind? Are they fair? Or would you be horrified to speak them to a dear friend? Once you become aware of negative self-talk, you can begin to gently challenge and reframe it. When the critical voice says, "I failed," you can introduce a kinder, more balanced perspective. You might say to yourself, "This was difficult, and it didn't turn out as I hoped, but I learned something valuable." This is not about lying to yourself or pretending that challenges aren't real. It is about speaking to yourself with the same compassion and understanding you would offer to someone you love. A powerful technique is to create affirmations, which are like planting new, healthy coral in your mind. These are positive statements about yourself, spoken in the present tense, such as, "I am resilient and capable," or "I am worthy of peace and happiness." Think of your mind as a garden or a coral reef. The practice of positive self-talk is like lovingly tending to this garden. Over time, your inner world will transform into a thriving internal ecosystem where the dominant language is one of love and support. At the ocean's edge, when the tide recedes, it leaves behind small, self-contained worlds in the rock pools. These tide pools are quiet, clear, and filled with tiny, intricate life forms that are often missed in the chaos of the crashing waves. They offer a perfect opportunity for close, calm examination. In the same way, setting aside time for reflection is like visiting the tide pools of your own mind. Reflection can take many forms. For some, it is journaling, the simple act of putting thoughts and feelings onto paper without judgment. This process can be like cataloging the creatures in a tide pool. It helps you to see what is really there, to identify patterns, and to understand the complex interplay of your own emotions and experiences. For others, reflection is found in quiet meditation or mindfulness. This is the practice of simply sitting and observing the flow of your thoughts and sensations without getting swept away by them. It is like gazing into the clear water of a tide pool, watching the anemones sway and the tiny crabs scuttle without disturbing them. This practice cultivates a sense of calm detachment, teaching you that you are the observer of your thoughts, not the thoughts themselves. It deepens your connection to that inner sanctuary of peace, the still water that lies beneath the surface activity. Making reflection a regular habit is an act of profound self-love. Look out at the ocean, to where the water meets the sky. The horizon seems to stretch on forever, a line of infinite possibility. It is a powerful symbol of the future, vast and full of potential. This is the ultimate promise of the journey into self-love. It is not a destination you arrive at, but an endless horizon you move towards. It is a continuous process of growth, discovery, and deepening peace. There will always be new depths to explore within yourself, new strengths to uncover, and new levels of tranquility to inhabit. As you continue to practice self-acceptance and kindness, you become more like the ocean itself. You develop a deep resilience, able to absorb life's storms without losing your fundamental nature. You cultivate a vast capacity for compassion, both for yourself and for others. Your inner world becomes a rich and diverse ecosystem, capable of sustaining you through any season. You learn to flow with the currents of life rather than fighting against them, trusting that you have the inner resources to navigate whatever comes your way. You become a calming presence, a safe harbor for others, because you have first built that harbor within yourself. Your peace radiates outward, a gentle ripple affecting everyone you meet. So let the ocean be your guide. Let its depths remind you of your own inner strength, its storms remind you of your resilience, and its vastness remind you of your infinite potential for growth. The path to self-love is a voyage, not a race. Be patient, be gentle, trust the process. Like the great timeless ocean, you are a thing of immense beauty and power. Embrace the journey inward, and may you find an ocean of peace within yourself, stretching out to a bright and endless horizon. If you enjoyed this journey, please like and subscribe for more inspiring content.